Hello guys, my name is Devesh and welcome to my channel. This is the 20th video on the series Python for Beginners, and in this video we will resume our discussion on operators. So here I am at PyCharm, and so far we have seen 5 types of operator, which are numeric, assignment, comparison, bitwise and logical operator. And in this tutorial we will continue with our discussion on identity and membership operator. So identity operators in Python are used to determine whether a value is of certain class or type. Like, they are usually used to determine the type of data a certain variable contains. So let's go to PyCharm. So suppose if I have a variable, say x is equal to 5, and I want to determine whether or not this x is of integer data type. Okay. To accomplish this, we have two identity operators in Python, which are is and is not. So this is how you write them: is and is not. So these are two operators. Let me jot it down: is not. Okay. So the way we do a evaluation using identity operator is, I can say type of x, which is going to return me int, is int. Okay, and if this returns true, that means that x is an integer. Okay, likewise if I say x is string, like x is str, this should return as false because x is an integer. Likewise I can say x is float, false, x is list, false. What if I say type of x is not list? So if I use a is not here, so this is just a negation of is. So what it is doing right now, it is saying int type of x, which is int, is not list, hence we are getting true here. And if I flip this, if I say type of x is not int, this time I am going to get false because x is actually int. So this is how you can use is not for negation. So let's take some more example. Type of x is not str, true. Type of x is not float, again true. Type of x is not set, again true. So likewise we can take many more example. Let's move to a different example. X is equal to 5 again. Okay, and this time if I say x is 5, okay, I am not saying type of x is 5, I am saying x is 5, and let's hit that. We get bunch of warnings here. Syntax warning is with a literal, did you mean double is equal to? However, we are getting true here, okay, meaning that x is actually 5. Okay, now let's do a double is equal to as well. X double is equal to 5, just a comparison whether x is 5 or not. Okay, now the question arises, in both the scenario we are getting true, whether we say x is 5 and x double is equal to 5. Now what is the difference between double is equal to and is? Okay, so the double is equal to operator compares the value of both the operands, okay, and does a check for equality. So if I say x double is equal to 5, it is simply comparing the value of x, whether x is 5 or not. Okay, when I say x is 5, in this case is operator checks whether both the operands refer to the same object in the memory or not. So when you say x is equal to 5 like this, okay, in the background the Python interpreter creates an object in the memory for you with the value 5, and when you are actually doing this x is 5, what is happening is the object which is created in the memory is actually getting compared with this value 5. Okay, while that returns us true as well, because objects are carrying the same value. This is not the right way to compare if we want to go for comparison of equality. If we want to do a equality check, the right way of doing it is double is equal to symbol, and if you want to compare on the level of memory, in that case we should go for x is like this. So if I say x is equal to 5, okay, a memory an object of value 5 is created in the memory. If I say y is equal to 5, okay, y is referring to the same object which is already created in the memory. And if I hit enter now, and if I say x is y, without any warning I am going to get true. If I say x is equal to y, this is a comparison check, this time also I am going to get true. Now, like I said, understand the difference between these two comparison. Okay, this comparison is happening at the level of object, and this comparison is just the comparison of values. Okay, so that's the difference between is and double is equal to. Don't get confused. If you have any questions, do post them on the comment section. Okay, all right. If you are curious to know what is the memory address of the object 5, what you can do is you can use a built-in function called as id and do like this, id of x. So this will give you the memory address of the object 5. And if you see id of y and hit enter, so this will give you the memory address of y. If you see, both these IDs are same, meaning that x and y are referring to the same object, which is why x is y is returning true. So this is the exact reason behind this statement. Okay, it is not just a comparison of unlike x double is equal to y, where 5 is equal to y is evaluated. In x is y, the actual evaluation is happening at the level of object. Okay, yeah. So let's move on to the membership operator now. So in Python, membership operator checks membership in a sequence such as string, list, or tuple. So suppose if I have a tuple, say y is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I want to check whether 2 is present in this tuple or not. So in Python we have two membership operator which are in and not in. Okay, so as clearly evident, not in is a negation of in. So let's leverage this to check. Okay, so what I can do is I can say 2 in y. I want to check whether 2 is a member of this tuple or not, and hit enter. Since 2 is present here, I am going to get true here. Let's take another number which is not present here, say 6 in y, and hit enter. So this time I'm going to get false. So in keyword is actually checking the membership of the first operand in the second. Okay, likewise we have not in. If I say 6 not in y and hit enter, and this time I'm going to get true because 6 is not in y. Likewise, if I have a string, say z is equal to, what should I have? Let's take an interesting string. Winter is coming. Okay, and hit enter, and I want to check whether the word winter is present in this string or not. So what I can do is I can type winter in, this is, since this is a string, it has to be in quotation, winter in z, and hit enter, and I'm going to get true. Let's make it smaller case and hit this time. This time I'm going to get false because this membership operation is a case sensitive check. That's all on the membership operator part, and this also sums up our discussion on operators in Python. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you at the next lecture.